Allegiant Stadium. Amir Abdullah going to take it out of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Carr right away going to look to throw. It's caught. Left side, Bolden. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. From the gun, it's Carr. Able to find Waller. That's complete. And down he goes, but the stiff arm utilized effectively there. And it helps him move the sticks. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy this caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Now a first carry for Brandon Bolden. And this is going to be a Raiders first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 45-yard line. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. It was D.J. Jones who was there for the tackle.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Now they'll throw with Carr. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 31-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Carr. He hits Adams, complete. Touchdown Raiders. Devontae Adams, 29 yards. And the Raiders will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This taken in at the goal line.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 23. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now Wilson. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
That'll go as a pickup of 8.
First down, Denver.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Raiders 7, Broncos nothing.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Wilson. This goes to the tight end, Eric Saubert. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
He's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Wilson. That's complete to the tight end, Saubert. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory, right at the 40. Now Wilson. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards, the final tally.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Back to the ground now with Gordon. He will push his way down to about the 14. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play, stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Throw to the right here to Gordon. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
On 1st and goal, they'll try the option left. And he is going to lose yardage here. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. Now it's Wilson. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Neil Farrell putting his mark on the game with a sack.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
Third and goal, and still a long way from the end zone. To throw is Wilson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Eric Silver, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Extra point from McManus is good. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 45-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. They'll run again with Bolden. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. They'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that will bring up second down. To throw is Carr. Pass over the middle, tipped, but he still brings it in. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. On play action, it's Carr. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. Carlson able to put this one through, and that will do it for this first half. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaunt, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. From just inside the 20, a short kick. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
More and one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 43. Here's Wilson. Got a man open. It's Sutton. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. Now Gordon on 1st down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
A good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. Now it's Wilson. Finds Dulcich out left side. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Over the middle, complete. It's Gordon. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than that, set them up with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, Melvin Gordon. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On 2nd and goal, Wilson. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. On 3rd and goal, Wilson. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
He certainly did his best to find something on that run, but there just wasn't enough time to make it happen. Nice effort there, avoiding the sack and getting back to the line of scrimmage. That one certainly could have ended up worse.
Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. The quick slant caught. A great open field tackle that's going to stop him shy of the goal line. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And the Raiders hang tough down near the goal line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. On second down, Jacobs. And he'll get him a little space here up to the 5-yard line. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back. Tell him to take care of the ball and try and move forward.
Looking deep for Adams. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. And most people think of Derek Carr kind of as a guy who excels throwing the short pass, but he can dial it up when need be. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Carr. Another reception made over the middle. This is Bolden. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. Here's Bolden again. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Brandon Bolden, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Raiders go 98 yards and finish it off in the end zone. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. A short kick taken at the 18. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. And he lost 6 there on the first down play.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now on 2nd and 16, Wilson. And that's going to be caught by Sutton. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 22 yards there, a first down. Of course, remember, you need a touchdown here and a field goal.
Doesn't matter the order, but they have to get it done and get it done fast.
Wilson to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Whether it's a touchdown or a field goal, whatever it is, they need to score quickly here on first down. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high-percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Tough there, good pass, hit the hands, he just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere, seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
And it's the Raiders that'll come up with it. And that will put victory in sight for the silver and black. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap the...
And it'll be intercepted. And the Broncos come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over.
Why would I ever have to cop a chain a game when the QB chain birth most of the chains in the game? No post office.